And our next presenter is going to talk to just that topic about homesteading and how to start doing it, because she's doing it herself. Amanda Hanegan is going to be speaking to us about how to start a homestead and the trials, tribulations, how to do it, but also if you feel like you can't wrap your mind around that, what to do, where to source great food, plant product, animal product. So please help me welcome Amanda.
Okay, first of all, I'm a farmer, not a public speaker, so bear with me. I'm Amanda Hanegan. My husband and I have ginger farms in Clinton, Louisiana. I'm going to talk about how to start homesteading, what homesteading is, and how we went from Baton Rouge in a small backyard garden to 10 acres with 18 goats, 9 pigs, and all the birds. So in 2012, I started making soap because of all the endocrine disruptors in conventional body products. That led me down a rabbit hole on questioning food. So we had 10 chickens, a few little meat rabbits. We dabbled in goats. We got one that jumped the fence and ran away. So if you saw a goat running around in Millerville, that was us. I knew nothing about livestock, hence why the goat ran away. So in 2014, we got 10 acres in Clinton. It was completely wooded, but we carved out a little homestead so that we could pull our camper out there, and in 2018 we moved permanently. I got chickens again, a pig a couple years later, and at the end of 2020 got 2 goats because my son at the time couldn't have conventional dairy, had eczema terribly, and after drinking raw goat's milk for 4 years, his eczema was gone. So I realized food is really healing. Speaking of food, I love food. I love to prepare it. I love making new recipes. I grew up with my dad having a restaurant, so not only did I get to prepare food for other people, but I also got to experiment on recipes. My grandfather always had a garden, so the love of fresh food was instilled at an early age. And when we think about homesteading, we think about those things. Fresh vegetables from the garden, this idyllic image of green pastures with animals grazing, a cute little farmhouse, and laundry maybe blowing on the line. Not mine. I wish it was. We do have a cute farmhouse. But homesteading can be as simple as sourcing local food. It doesn't have to be 10, 20, 30, 40 acres. Anything that breaks dependence from the system can be homesteading. So whether that's making homemade herbal tinctures or farming, you can be a homesteader. Joel Salatin defined homesteading at the Homesteader of America conference as anyone whose focus is on the home. So whether that's raising animals, growing a garden, anyone can be a homesteader by being obsessed with wellness over sickness, not eating things with unpronounceable labels, relishing the opportunity to take responsibility for ourselves, and it's a countercultural idea that we want to know what we eat. In my homesteading journey, there's been a huge emphasis on community. That's why we're all here today, to have community. There's a mutual interdependence where one person could grow vegetables and another grows meat. As the person who grows the meat and the dairy, I don't have time to water vegetables. My fruit trees are sadly lacking. Part of my homesteading journey has also been cutting out processed food. 67% of American kids' diet is processed food. That's food made in the lab, not grown in nature. So instead of shopping just the outside aisles of the grocery store, shop outside the grocery store. I have the Weston A. Price booth out there, and part of their pledge is to spend 50% of your food dollars locally. So part of your homesteading journey can look like buying more local food. With that, we're also losing the skills to prepare and preserve food. We have this 24/7 access to food, and we are losing the ability to cook from scratch. 50 years ago, you couldn't buy a boneless, skinless chicken breast in the store. You bought an entire chicken, you cut up the pieces, you had to figure out what to do with the legs and the thighs. Now we just, on demand, have one piece and forget about the rest. So part of that to me is eating nose to tail. Conventional food is devoid of nutrients, and don't even get me started on CAFOs. That's concentrated animal feeding operations. They ruin the environment, perpetuate animal sickness, and we have to, I think, this idea of food, every food atom we take in becomes ourselves. So when you're taking in sick animals, it becomes your food cells, and that's translating into sick cells. So along with all those things, we can shift our mindset to a slow food source. Get local, in-season fruits and vegetables. In Louisiana, we have great strawberries that grow March, maybe to May. So buy as many as you can and preserve them. Can them, freeze them. If you're lucky enough to have a freeze dryer, they freeze dry very well. Eat nose to tail, again. A lot of people don't know that a grass-fed cow takes 24 to 36 months to grow out. That's 2 to 3 years. So we can go down to Winn-Dixie and buy on-demand meat without even thinking that that meat took a very long time to grow out. Pigs, we raise coonies, they're a heritage breed. They take anywhere from 15 to 18 months to grow out. So that's a pretty long time to wait for bacon. We had 2 processed lately. It was 2 slabs of pork belly, maybe 15 pounds of bacon, and I'm 100% guilty of going to the store and buying 20 pounds of bacon and not thinking about the rest of the pig. But since we've done our own pigs, I've taken the kidneys, the liver, I even have the feet. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with that because I have to make bone broth. But we think that we don't realize these things because we're so used to going to the store and just seeing the processed packaged food. Chickens take 8 weeks to 4 months. You know, a Cornish cross is genetically bred to have giant breasts. They can't walk by 8 weeks, so you have to process them early. When you're looking at a heritage breed, the overall carcass is going to be even, and you're going to get a better flavor, but they take 4 months. And you can't really grow chickens in the middle of winter or start them in the middle of summer because it's too hot. So everybody wants to know, how do you begin homesteading? So I can stand up here and talk about all of the trials, like our goat running away, how we started with a 10 by 10 dog kennel for 2 goats, and then realized they needed to be on wood floor and up above the ground and all these things that you learn along the way. But what I can tell you is just do it. You know, don't worry about milling your own grain for your chickens or making sure you have this organic, non-GMO, ideal grain. Just get the chickens. Get a few chickens, get the eggs. That's the first thing you can do. If you're really interested in having animals and raising livestock, find someone that's doing what you're doing, what you want to do. If you have in mind to raise a steer or 2, that's a castrated cow, by the way, if anybody didn't know. Find somebody that raises them. I can't tell you how to raise a cow. I can tell you all about goats. I can talk for hours about goats, as some of my friends know and lament, but I can tell you about pigs. So find somebody that's doing what you want to do. So each and every one of us can take steps to be independent of the system. And by system, I mean industrialized agriculture or food. You can join a CSA. Brant and Allison have their CSA over there. There's several other local farms at the Weston A. Price booth. I have a list of local farmers. You can sign up for CSAs with them. You can sign up, you can go look at the farms that have meat, buy whole or half a cow. Another option is a PMA. A lot of people don't know about PMAs. It's a lost art. It's a private membership association. So it's basically a country club for food. It's members only, but anyone can become a member. I take that back. Not everyone can become a member. If you work for the FDA or any type of regulatory agency, you should quit that job, be a homesteader, and then you can join. But once you join, you get access to a bunch of members that have all kinds of goods available that wouldn't be available to the public because of regulations. So if somebody wants to process chickens at home, they can't sell that to the public unless they get a state exemption and all these other hoops that they have to jump through, and it's not fiscally feasible for them to do that. So this is a good way to buy local from your local farmer. We had a chat group, and somebody popped on there the other day asking for sourdough starter, and I was just amazed and blessed because 10 or 15 people responded come get this sourdough. Like, we have a starter, come get it. So, all in all, remember, self-sufficiency is kind of a fallacy. We can't do it all. We can't raise all the things, we can't have all the knowledge, but we can have a community that does. So if you want more information, I'll be back there at the Ginger Farms booth. Hope nobody went and took some tallow cream. It's really good, so good. I have tallow cream with Ginger Farms, and I have all the stuff on West State Price. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Such good work that she's doing and showing us the path. So she has, right by the door is where her venue table is, so make sure to visit her.